Thought I'd give you the view by a river and a dog park, which you probably can't see. Oh, probably can't see much at all. Yeah, just gonna write a song. This thing is getting out of tune. It's because I just throw it in my purse and I don't care for it. Good metaphor. Actually, wait, I want to give you the view. Take it all back. There we go. Alright, song time. Oh, so out of tune. I don't know if I can fix it. Well, I had a really nice date yesterday. 7-year anniversary. These dogs are super cute, running all around and catching balls and being cute. Oh, there's also a tree that has balls in it. I don't know if you can see that. They're just right there inside the tree. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here we go. That's the one. Hey, it's me again. Do you see? Tuning. This time like a friend, 'cause I'm afraid and scared of you most of the time. Being eaten alive by your mind. And you can take me in your wicked ways if you want to, but I will keep trying to save you. Behind the scenes, in the dark, made light, with eyes in time like a lullaby. And I believe that you don't know what you don't know, and I believe that I don't know what I don't know either. That's a little song about trying to help people and getting lost in the process. And having people chase after you. That made me look like a bunny. Because my buck teeth were in there. I mean, who cares? I don't know if they're officially buck teeth, but whatever. I have big front teeth. Alright, let's do one more. I don't know what else to sing about. Maybe myself rather than just this person who keeps letting me down and breaking my heart with how much they want from me without giving much. But that's what people do. And I'm sure I do it too. Sorry, you're seeing my hand. I'm trying to make it so the phone doesn't slide down. There's a little person right there. Ooh, lots of people. I'm pointing. Pointing's rude. Okay. Picture a sunset over the horizon, the mountaintops, and picture a dream unfolding. I feel it unfolding in my mind. And I'm going to not out of time. I feel it when we're on the road, just me and you when we're holding on to things in our view. Not staring in the rearview mirror, 'cause how can you drive forward if you're just staring in the rearview mirror? I don't know, where'd you learn that? Move. It doesn't work, we know that. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This thing is so cute. My hat has no more elastic. I must have broken it one day, and now it just does that even in videos and in real life. And I need to just like sew a piece of elastic or put a little scrunchie on it or something. But all right, cool story, Jess. I just wanted to get out of the house and enjoy some fresh air, and now I'm just sitting in my car making up songs. One more. Okay, that always makes me think of Vanellope von Schweetz from just realized I'm sitting in an unlocked car. You should never do that, because someone could come in your car and like try to like, you know, something bad. I don't know. I've lived in cities, or I used to be able to say I've lived in cities most of my adult life. That's not true anymore. I think it's about even. Okay, here we go. Big cities. I mean, town, city. You know what I mean. Places where you should really like care for yourself and your belongings and your body. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a view again because I feel very self-conscious right now. And that view is very pretty. It's just a river. Or like a bayou a little bit. Alright. And it's a pretty little bayou. And sometimes things have sad memories, even while they're still unfolding. And as you try to have a happy memory in them going forward, the sad one crops up and tries to overlay your now, and it's a way to get stuck in ghosts and stuck in places and stuck in stories that want you to keep telling them, stuck in negative stories, kind of like being stuck in hell, being trapped. It's like negative energy trying to make it so you can't rewrite a situation or a place with new energy. And you know, you always can. You can just decide to. You can just decide that that's the past tense thing, and now's the yes now tense thing. And there can be future tense things, and they can have a different memory too. So, you know, I can be here by a river and a bayou, and I can have a thought pop in my head, and then I can say, nah, not today, thought. We're going to have happy, peaceful bayou thoughts today, and we are going to feel them. And we're going to own them as part of, you know, January 30th, 2021. Not as part of some story or memory that someone or something or some place else or some dark energy and sad force in the world wants me to put onto something. And that's where I don't do it enough anymore, but the law of attraction really helped me with that idea, which is just basically to say, don't think about things that you don't want. You can't not think about something. And if you think about something you don't want, thinking about something is getting it. You're going to get the things you think about, even if you just get them in your own brain. So the gift you are giving to yourself every single day is the experience of whatever you're experiencing in your brain. And so if you're giving yourself the gift of thinking about things you don't want all day long, and by that I mean like things you hate, people who've upset you, ways that you're not at peace, You know, if the thing you want is peace, you can't think about all the not peace things that you want to eradicate, because that means you're spending your day thinking about not peace. And that day then gets put in the bucket of not peace. It gets assigned to non-peace. And then it gets cast in your memory as a bad day that then becomes a new bad memory for the next day. So each day you have to literally make a choice, and you can watch videos on law of attraction if you need help with this. I'm very God-loving kind of person, so I'm just not really trying to put my wants or money or something out in the universe. I'm not trying to use these ideas in order to manipulate the universe. I'm using them because I think I've been manipulated by some kind of negativity and darkness already, and I'm just trying to eradicate it and change it and sort of just take my life back, I guess. And I believe that maybe I don't need to do it that way. I could maybe just go to church or help people and just focus on, get out of self, get out of my mind. But when you're a writer and you love writing, that can be confusing, because I want to write and I want to create. I enjoy it, and yeah. So that's a weird message for today. If a word or a place gives you a lot of non-peace, today's a new day, and you can sort of grab hold of your mind and your thoughts. The easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is to look for something in your life. It can be the tiniest thing ever, like a new journal or sketch pad. Look for something in your life that you feel enthusiastic about. And that's the easiest way to rewrite the now, I've found. Some people can do it well through meditation. I'm not as good at that. Sometimes I used to do it through... I don't even want to bring that one up because I don't know that I believe in it anymore. There's a lot of meditative techniques in the world. So, anyway, here's a song that I'm making up right now. Okay. Oh boy, I'm watching a dog poop. It's a really cute dog. I think it's a border collie. No, an Australian shepherd. I don't know. It's got the merle blue kind of coloration, as they say. It's black, gray, and brown and white, I think. Okay. I just forgot that dogs poop, but I agreed to get a dog, so I've just gotta... Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get a song going. Here we go. It's a really cute dog. It's insane. I don't really mean I forgot the thing. I just mean ooh, yeah, it's my fear of how much work dogs are. Okay. I can't sing with that. Okay, let's do something I can sing with. So excited to be here and born anew. Like time, like a year in my mind, coming true. Coming through for you. Color and light are strange and beautiful at night in my mind. The night time in my mind, coming true. Ahead and a strange thing unfolding. I'm learning it's kind of strange and hard, too many to keep changing, but I'm such a burden. You're the world to me, so I had to teach you how to love the breeze, love the breeze. That one took a lot out of me. I really try so hard to capture the most pure and the most honest feelings of future. I'm so often in my songs kind of in the now or the past, and in my normal life I'm actually often in the future, dreaming of the next things, or dreaming of I don't know, not like wishing, more like a weird version of PTSD, where you are aware that you're blocking out your own needs and your own hopes and your own dreams accidentally for other people, and you're just kind of in autopilot robot mode a lot of the time, and you're not trying to be, because you're trying to be really nice about it. You're not trying to hurt anyone with not knowing yourself. You just kind of are that way. You just don't know yourself because you block out yourself because you sense that yourself is inconvenient to others, or worst case scenarios, you've been around toxic or abusive people, and when you're yourself, they just get mad and storm out of rooms and storm out of bands and just run away, and then they're terrible to you, and you learn through experience not to speak up or be yourself, and it's just too tumultuous. The world and its people. And so PTSD just kind of makes a lot of little frightened deer in headlights of the world, and I don't know that there's a solution other than choosing your people very wisely and carefully. And it feels really mean. I've decided that it just feels mean. I don't think there's a way around how mean it feels to decide after trying time with somebody for a while that that person is not for you, especially if the reason is objective, like that person gets angry all the time and puts it in a room. That's not an opinion, man. That's just an objective fact. And to be a person who says, I will not subject myself to that, it's like a subjective choice on an objective fact. If you become a person who realizes those things and has previously bit your tongue or swallowed it down, but now you're feeling like, yeah, I don't actually want people who default to that kind of behavior around me all the time. It makes me unhappy. And if you become a person who starts to have enough self-integrity to say, I am hurt by this on a regular basis, and it's hard. I think it's really hard to be a person who wanted nothing more than to be perceived as and or actually be kind, and then to realize that a lot of the world does not have that same motivation. They're not interested in constantly being kind and yielding. Ironically, like when I'm a director or something and there's stuff to get done, I'm not I still am. Like nowadays, like asking people what they think or trying to, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying it's my default PTSD setting, is to freeze up and be a deer in headlights. So I think that's the hardest part about it, is to realize that it makes you sometimes come off as the meanest ones on earth, because you're giving people a chance, and when they don't live up to your needs or your expectations for how people should treat each other, you just kind of wake up to it, and, you know, and it's often a swing. It's often like or in my past anyway, like having been really yielding to certain people who, like, you know, one of them was like an abusive marriage. Like, it's like if you're really yielding for a really long time and then you change your mind and you realize, because maybe other people get in your ear and you like wake up, you're like, oh crap, why was I allowing someone to treat me like that for so long? And then you wake up, well, now that person doesn't get to be in your life at all. So it's a hard switch. Like, it's an on and it's an off. Like, it's not, there isn't a middle ground with people like me, unfortunately. And so a person doesn't often get a warning chance to change, like to really change, not fake it and cover it up and then flip and swing back the other way and be even worse than before. Because I've been around that as well. But I mean, like, really change by being called out. Like, I know people who are really tough and don't have these same issues I have, and if they had been treated badly even one time, they'd just call it out. They'd just be like, don't talk to me like that. And so then, most of the time, I would imagine that people who need to lash out at people just choose not to be friends with someone who says, don't talk to me like that. Because now they would have to be the one who yields and learns how to adapt. I mean, the whole world is just a giant power struggle. But it's almost like PTSD has made me someone who just, like, seems to not want my own power. Because all humans have power. We all have power. We have power over our own lives. And I'm, like, horrified every time I wake up to myself in my life and realize, like, oh crap, I've been tolerating all of these particular things, and I don't want to be treated like that anymore. I don't want to be talked to like that. I don't want that influence in my life. It's upsetting for me. I had thought I somehow, to be a good person, had to bear that type of constant upsetness, and now I know I don't. And so, yeah, it's just a kind of hard shift. And, you know, if I were a better person, maybe I wouldn't be frozen and then suddenly awake and gone. Maybe if I were a better person, I would be letting them know as it goes along and giving them a chance to do better and be kinder and apologize, but not in that sort of manipulative, narcissistic way. And some things just cross lines, and once you've crossed certain lines, I think it's really hard to go back, and it's better to each go forward separately and let someone learn from their mistakes without continuing to poison your life or fall in the same enabled trap that you've laid for them because you've been enabling them this whole time. And that's, sometimes I hate language that says, like, empaths, because they're almost building it up like it's this great thing. It's like, you could also call it enablers. Like, empaths sometimes are just people who won't speak up. They'll bear everything and they won't speak up for themselves. So it's like, that's not some great thing. Super feelers. I don't know. I think it's partly because we grew up either in or around or witnessed in friend groups, like, so many toxic systems, and we knew that speaking up doesn't actually work. And anyone who's observed long enough to have noticed that speaking up in most scenarios doesn't actually work ends up like me, but just not outspoken about it. You just kind of freeze up, try to find your people, try to find kind people who are kind to you. Even if they ghost you for a while or they're not always considerate, they're kind about it when they feel like they haven't done their best. Like, that's all I need, is people who just are genuinely down to their core, like, kind and, like, for others. And then those are the people now that I put a lot of energy into in terms of replying or, and there's so many different ways to be kind. It's not all verbal. It's actions. It's showing up for someone. It's really putting another person before yourself on any given moment. Mine is less actions. Mine is more verbal. Like, I will really try to build someone up verbally. And, we all have different gifts. I'm not looking for perfect people, and I don't encourage others to look for perfect people. It's more just like, can you tell if somebody's basic MO is neutral, building people up, or tearing people down? And so, like, for instance, if someone complains all the time about how everything is wrong, everything's wrong, and, I don't even know how to describe it, because I maybe seem like I'm complaining a lot. I don't even mean that. I don't mean assessing reality so much as I mean, like, I don't know. I wish I knew how to explain it. But there is a particular quality that doesn't maybe, and maybe it's trauma, but but I also think, mass murderers are traumatized, so we can't just fall back on trauma, including me, including anyone. You can't just fall back on that. Like, if someone's default setting just doesn't consider others and will rage at the people in a room, even if someone is saying, honey, you're hurting the such and such, the kid, or honey, you're this, or someone's saying, like, I'm having a panic attack, I need some space. If you continue raging, you're not a person who cares about others. You're just not. That person just told you they need some. Like, I'm trying to think of the few times I've ever raged, quote unquote, and it was to stop someone from raging at me. Like, I'm not a rager. But do I have anxiety? Do I have a lot of words that I'll use? Yes. So everybody has different ways of communicating, but I don't know. I don't think it's good guys versus bad guys. I think it's who's affected by something poisonous and evil today and who isn't, and maybe we all are in varying degrees at all times, and it's just about trying to mitigate and manage the darkness that we are all constantly surrounded with, and how to choose the light. And it's not mean to objectively notice that some people in your life are really good and consistent at being kind, uplifting, building you up, caring for you. Like, it is not mean to objectively observe that. It's not mean to observe reality. And if other people, it seems like every time you stand up for yourself or state a need, bring it back to themselves and complain, or like say something really snotty to you, they don't care about your needs. They just care about their own needs being met or not being met. I mean, and that could be because they're really hurting. That's true. But, we all know. We know when someone's kind and we know when they're not. We know when someone is caring and considerate of others. So we usually know when someone's doing that to a fault. And then we know when someone is just kind of bulldozing the energy in a room. By whether or not you have to walk on eggshells around people. Walking on eggshells around people means that's a person you don't feel safe to be yourself around. Why would you want to stay in that scenario? Unless you have to. But, that's the biggest red flag for me now. If there's somebody that can't hear any of my truths, can't accept who I am, they might be really great at accepting who other people are, but I'm not a good match for them. So it's mutual. Maybe that's a way to keep it out of good guys versus bad guys. It's mutual. It's just recognizing the accuracy of energy. Maybe somebody only blows up when I'm around. Maybe I'm just a trigger for them. And if that's the case, then we need to both not be around each other. It's not meanness. It's not even criticism. Maybe that person has a lot of gifts to share, but they have some work to do, some inner work to do, so that they don't just rage at people. I don't know. But I've been looping around in the same stories for the last 10 plus years with my ex-husband, and then with friends or acquaintances. Thankfully not at all with my partner. Not at all, but just, we all have challenges, but oh my goodness. Rambles. If you have a lovely day or night, wherever you are, whatever peace you're trying to find, whatever peace I'm trying to find, in my opinion, the biggest piece that's always been missing is a constant, or as close to constant as I can achieve, yielding to God, Holy Spirit, Jesus. Like, that for me is where I get out of myself, remember how small I am, remember that I'm just a piece of the story and I am not the whole story. I'm a very small piece of a story, and it's important. You don't need to selfishly choose your own happiness. You just need to stay in line with where you feel called to be and who you feel called to be. And if you're muting who you feel you really were called to be, because someone else doesn't like it, then giving into what that one person thinks you should be is not being kind. That's being bullied and bulldozed. And I just never understood that, because my inner compass, you know, when I'm alone in my prayer and meditation, if I feel certain callings coming to me from God, if then one of those real controlling or bullying or unhappy people, just someone who's just generically, like, generally unhappy for various reasons, if they don't like it, then they don't like me being happy. I mean, that's just so ugly. That's such a toxic thing to, I don't know. It's one thing to mourn the loss of a relationship and to grieve if something fell apart that used to be together. And maybe, like I said, I'm so far from a perfect person, because sometimes it's because, you know, if you were being fake for that person and walking on eggshells around them forever, and then you decide to stop doing it, like, that's gonna shock them. Or if you never had any boundaries and then you decide to have some because you're growing and evolving and changing, like, that's gonna upset the system, and the system is partly made of them. So, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is be compassionate in your heart, both with yourself as you change and with other people's reactions to it. But it doesn't mean you need to stay in systems that feel unhealthy for you. You just, I don't know, for your own heart, maybe it's useful to be compassionate for why it's painful for everyone involved. But I think I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to others. Anyway, I should go. It's like super dark now. Bye!